One of the things that I hate about YouTubers and the damn tropes is like, what up guys, welcome to my channel, and today, you'll never hear me say that. Another thing you'll never hear me say, like, share, and subscribe. But at the end of the day, it really is important that you guys do. I'm a one-man show. It's a lot of work to do, but I get a lot out of this because I get a lot off my chest. I get to talk about Cirque, and I love Cirque, and I love you guys that are here watching me. So once again, hit that sub. Hi! I went and did something kind of crazy. Even for me, I know what you're thinking, what could he have possibly done? He's freaking nuts. Well, I'll tell you what I did. I went and saw Alegria 3 times in one day. 3 times in one day. Yes, I did, yeah. Originally, the show was supposed to be here in Denver. It was the replacement show to Volta. Volta got canceled. Alegria was going to replace it. Alegria got canceled. And then it was scheduled for Sacramento. So I flew out to Sacramento, had no care to ever go there, and boy oh boy was I impressed. So I never saw the original show nor watched the DVD. Therefore, I had no nostalgia for it and I could watch it truly for what it is. And thank God I did that because the show stands alone by itself. Yes, the legacy of the original show is extremely powerful and strong, but so is the show by itself, and it stands on its own legs perfectly. Even though the story is a little paper thin, it definitely helps move things along by not wearing out its welcome every time something is trying to be told. It's just quick and fast. It gets in, it gets out. You understand what's going on, know who is who and what they represent, and you definitely see character growth and a beginning, a middle, and an end. So there are a couple different groups of characters in this show. Starting off with the snooty, snotty, uptight, rich assholes, the aristocrats. They represent everything that I hate. Then you've got the high-energy, free-willed Bronx, who represent everything that I love. Then we have these characters, the nymphs. I'm not exactly sure what they represent, but I love them. The main character is an absolute badass. One of the biggest cheers of the night comes from when he does his power track flip and people just lose their goddamn minds. And I love that little essence of you think he's just a character, you think he's just a normal nobody until he finds it in himself to become something more than he is. And then we see that flip and it's awesome. I love it. What more is there to say? The Pablos are absolute legends. Everybody loves them. I have a few problems with this particular act, but at the end of the day, the audience is eating it up and everyone's having a good time. So let's move on. So when the show was announced and the CD was released, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was absolute garbage. They tried to give it this electronic edge that just did not work with the songs. And I was going into the show not thinking I was gonna love the music because of that fact. But what happened is they had changed the music since the pandemic and got rid of all of that electronical crap and brought it back to its core beauty. And that was so refreshing. The singers in this show are some of the best I've seen in a long time. They work beautifully together. One of the best things about Alegria is how heavy it is in the diversity of different Cirque disciplines. I'm talking this show is stacked from top to bottom. There's not a weak act in the show, although some of the things kind of get drowned out by other acts before it or after it. So my top 3 acts would be the German wheel, the way that he manipulates that device, and the way that he uses the entire stage from top to toe. I've never seen it live, so it was refreshing for me to finally see it up close and personal. So my second favorite act is the flying trapeze. Holy shit, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. The build up to this is so intimidating, and it's so like nerve-wracking. The music is flawless, the lighting's flawless, the people come out, they stand all around the stage to put up the net. It's just very intimidating. And then once everybody goes up and takes their position and the first flyer starts swinging and then gets launched and caught, oh my god, the release from the crowd is like none I've ever felt. And that's due to the big top. I've seen these acts before in theaters and arenas, but never in a big top. And I'm telling you what, it is just mind-blowingly amazing. And my favorite act of the show, what is achieved by these two, is so remarkable to me. I didn't become a fan until 2013, but for about 5 minutes of my life, I was transported back to 1994 as if I was seeing the show for the first time the way it was supposed to be seen. I mean, the lighting, the music, the costumes, and then the grace and the beauty of these two performers. I mean, I've seen some badass shit on a Cirque stage, but that might be the best thing I've ever seen. And I know, it's a bold ass statement, but what can I say? It was one of the most consistent acts of the night. It was flawless each time, and I literally feel touched by the Cirque gods. I've seen the original clip, how could I not? I am a huge fan of clowns. And that to me is the apex, the epitome of storytelling on a Cirque stage through clowning. And I was looking forward to seeing that act live. Now, they went kind of a different direction in this show with it, and it was one of the only letdowns of the entire night. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome to see, it was fucking phenomenal to be a part of, and the lighting was great, and the music was great. The problem was there was no emotional story being told. The box and the bag just didn't work for me. So overall, I absolutely enjoyed the show. It isn't a top 5, but the experience was one of the best I will ever have. And I really did. I took in the show. I felt what they were going for. I get what they were going for. There were some moments that I absolutely loved. The ushers and the front of the house staff, thank you for dealing with me. I know I'm a lot to handle sometimes. I can't stress enough how important it is to me to see a show in the Grand Chapiteau, and this is the first one back since COVID, and it was a magical moment. This is a triumph executed to perfection that it gives me hope that Cirque is going to be back on the right track to creating art.